Yay! For first negative comments about my hair! Yay! So, it's almost been a month, and it was bound to happen sometime. I think I've mentioned on here that I'm officially going to be keeping my hair short for the summer. Probably shaving it either every week or every other week, just kind of seeing how I feel. I'm going to buzz it off on September 1st again, and then I'm just going to start growing from there. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is I got my first negative comment, which is pretty awesome. I've been waiting a month, and it finally happened. And it happened to someone it happened from someone in the age group where I was not entirely expecting it. I mean, I had the little boys that made fun of me a couple weeks ago, but not like, I mean, they were just being stupid, like little 10-year-olds. Whereas this was a grown adult who openly commented negatively about my hair. And what's even funnier is that she brought something personal in her life into the conversation, and suddenly my hair became such an issue for her because it was bringing up all that other stuff. And I found it to be absolutely hysterical because it's like, I'm really busy right now, and I'd love to just shut your mouth and just turn around to be like, excuse me, lady, I buzzed my hair off for my dad and both my grandfathers who passed away for cancer. I did this for a reason. I did this for myself. I did this for my family. I did this to raise awareness for cancer. I did something awesome, and I look freaking beautiful. So shut your face and stop talking negatively about people. Like, I was really just at that point where it was unfortunate that I was so busy that I couldn't give her that time to just calmly say, or, have my random outburst, but to calmly say, ma'am, I actually did this as, to help raise awareness for cancer. I'm raising money for cancer research. I did this in honor of my dads, my grandfathers, and family members that have beaten or are currently fighting cancer. And then start a dialogue. And I could have done it, and I really wish I had the time to do it, unfortunately. But unfortunately, I was kind of really swamped at work, and so I just didn't have that ability to do that. But yeah, this woman came up to me. She had to be in her late 50s or something like that. And she just took one look at me. And she came to the desk, and she just goes, "Oh God." She goes, "Why would you do that to your head?" She goes, "Honestly," she goes, "at this point, I'm almost grateful that my daughter," she goes, "no matter what the hell, I have no idea what the hell she was thinking," she goes, "has one of those little pixie or whatever kind of haircuts you call it." She goes, "Ugh, I can't believe you did that to yourself." And walks away, because in the whole time that she's commenting on me, I'm doing this stuff, and she just kind of walks away. And I really was just, completely flabbergasted, because normally I get the compliments or I get the questions, and that's fine, and I'm happy to answer questions. But to just blatantly come out with something like that, I'm like, regardless if it's my hair or, if I had a tattoo, which I do have a tattoo, but if I had a visible tattoo, I guess you could say, if I had a visible tattoo, or I had a threshold of piercings in my ears, which I only have 7, but or I did some weird kind of manipulation to my face, I don't know, or I was wearing a see-through top of it. Really, you have absolutely, no matter what it is that I'm wearing, or no matter what it is that I look like, you have no right to negatively comment, unless in some way what I'm doing is affecting you to a point that it's offensive, and it's rude, and it's just, I'm being a horrible person. Then comment on it. Go to my superiors and say, Ariana's got curse words shaved into the back of her head, and I don't want my, 5-year-old to see that. Okay. But I don't. Instead, I buzz my hair off for a reason, and instead I've got, a tattoo that means something amazing to me, and I have the ability to hide it, which is great. And any other tattoos I'm planning on getting are going to be hidden too. But, I mean, it really doesn't matter. When I worked at a gym, I had one of my coworkers was a roller derby girl, and her hair would be green, and it'd be pink, and it'd be blue, and it was totally awesome. But in no way did it bother anybody. What she was doing was for her. It wasn't negatively affecting anybody that came in there. In fact, all the kids loved it. They thought it was pretty awesome. You have this, mother of two that has weird colors in her hairs and does this incredible sport. And I get to hang out with her for 6 hours a night, in the middle of the night shift. But at the end of the day, nothing I'm doing is affecting you. Nothing I'm doing is ruining your life. It is making it impossible for you to live your life because I buzz my hair. And that goes for the same for her daughter. Now, look, I don't understand their relationship and I don't know it and I don't know what's going on or what happened with her daughter, whatever. And look, I get that some people are old school. I understand that. I deal with that with my own family about, having a tattoo or having multiple piercings or buzzing off my head. I get that. I understand that certain people are old school, and that's fine. That's how you were raised, and that's there's nothing wrong with how you were raised. There's nothing wrong with how I was raised and how my parents allowed me to express myself in certain ways. I wasn't allowed to get my ears pierced till I was 13, which is fine, and that's great because I actually liked that I had something to look forward to. My parents didn't do that for me. I had something to look forward to. And then I didn't get another piercing until 3 years later. And then the next year I got some more, and I'm thinking about getting some more now. But it kind of let me know, okay, this is my decision. And I got to then dye my hair by my own terms. I got to cut my hair on my own terms. I got to get a tattoo on my own terms because it's my life. And there's nothing that I'm doing that is negatively affecting you. It doesn't make it impossible for you to go about your day. It doesn't make it impossible for you to do your job. Towards this lady, you literally spent 30 seconds in front of me. And I know that I've met certain people in my life that I can spend a second around them. And my whole day is made. My whole week sometimes. There's more that I get out in that 1 second of interacting with them or even seeing them than then that lady got out of 30 seconds, insulting me. And look, it wasn't horrible. I could take it. I could tell that there's something else going on. There's probably a bigger issue going on between her and her daughter than just her daughter cutting off her hair. Which is also funny because this woman had hair that was down to her chin. So apparently there's kind of this is okay, but this isn't. I don't know. But it's just one of those things. What I'm doing with my body. And better yet, I did something to my body for awesome reasons. And I love it on top of it, and it's great. But what I'm doing to my body is my business. And you have no right to negatively comment on it. That goes for anybody about any situation. Like I said, unless someone, wrote something unbelievably offensive, and had that tattooed on their body, and I could see it on a daily basis, and it made it difficult, and it was distracting. I could get that. If you got a bunch of curse words tattooed on your hand, or on your face, or something like that, and I'm working with you, I'm going to be a little distracted, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be like, what? But it's not something that's going to make me, that actually is a little questionable, but, you have, me having an anchor tattooed on my body, and it's also hidden, shouldn't make it uncomfortable for you to do your job. And me having no hair shouldn't make it uncomfortable for you to do your job. Or, certain things, whatever I do with my body, that's my business. And I'm sorry that it bothered you, but I think that you should also know somebody's story before you start judging them about it. Ask them about it. Ask me why I have an anchor that's on my ankle. Ask me why I shave my head or why my hair is so short. I mean, how awful would it be if I actually did have cancer and I was growing my hair out? And I know the one thing that my mom says I've been able to get away with, and the reason why I've been having such positive comments and no negative comments, is because I don't look sick. I'm pretty healthy. Say pretty as in, I also like to have wine with my ice cream, but, disregard that. I'd say I look pretty healthy. And so, that being said, I know I can get away with having a lot more positive comments than negative comments, or making people less uncomfortable because I don't look sick. I look healthy and I look approachable and I have an approachable personality. But honestly, to this woman and to anybody out there, if I was actually sick and I heard something like that, I probably would have slapped her. I say probably. Because it's one of those things that I'm like, I cannot emphasize this enough. You never know what's going on in another person's shoes. You never know. And you have no right to say such horrible, hateful, negative things to somebody. You have no idea what they're going through. You have no idea what it's like to be in their shoes and to live a day in their lives. They could literally be hating themselves right now. And for you to make an ignorant, stupid comment like that could be the thing that pushes them over the edge. And it's just unfair. And it's not right that we live in a society where people think, and I mean, look, we have freedom of speech, but there comes a point, honestly, that it's like, it's the one thing that I hate about Tumblr is that we have the anons, because you have people that hide behind this anonymous messages, or you see on YouTube people are like, oh, screw this gang, blah, blah, blah. And they start posting all this stuff and they're hiding behind this image that isn't them, because I bet if you met them on the street they couldn't say jack to you, and instead they're hiding behind this persona because they think that it makes them look tough. And instead, they're just being rude, they're being ignorant, they're being stupid, they're being downright mean for no other reason than the fact that they can. And I think that it was incredibly ignorant about what this woman said to me. I think it was incredibly rude what she said to me. I know that if I wasn't having a better day and I didn't have so many customers that I was having to deal with at that moment, I know that I would have spoken up and I would have said something. Because I really should have. Someone should have informed her and said, look, I did this for a good cause. I did this for a good reason. And I'm sorry that it bothers you, but I'm very proud of what I did. And that should be the end of it. And, but what if I was sick? Or what if something tragic had happened and I had to have surgery or something and my hair's growing back? I don't know. But you should not make such negative comments towards someone without knowing their backstory. Oh my gosh, it's exhausting. It's exhausting me just talking about it. So yeah, that was supposed to be my 2-second video instead of turning 12. That's always what happens. Whenever I want to make a 12-minute video, I ended up making a 2-minute video. Every time I want to make a 2-minute video, I make a 12-minute long video. So I'm going to stop now. And I hope all the rest of you had an incredible day and didn't have one that was kind of like mine. Alright, good day, guys.